What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hoser Garage.
Today is kind of a part two. We tried to film last week. We'll go into that more detail in a couple minutes. But I'm going to be welding and Cam's going to be making some plates.
We might switch that up a little bit, but either way, we're going to try and get a good chunk of the engine bay done because I know you're tired of it. We're sick and tired of it. We want to get it done so we can get the motor in there. So stay tuned.
So we're finding with this panel and this panel that our welds weren't sticking very well. We're having a lot of problems getting like good penetration. As you can see, it's very spotty. It was actually kind of frustrating because we're not that bad of welders. We're not great welders, but we're not that bad. So we reached out to a buddy to give us a little bit of help, and he told us that using the like stock raw or stock wire that comes with the welders is usually cheap wire, and to try and get some actually expensive or decent wire. So we've done that, and it's actually kind of looking good. So I'll give a big thumbs up to Josh. That tip was priceless basically. It's making this job a lot easier. As you can see, we just started welding up this shock tower. Looking better. We're gonna throw some Bondo on that, actually clear down a couple high spots. Throw some Bondo over that and continue on with the rest of our project.
So we ended up running out of that more expensive welding wire. It was just a little bit that was given to us with the welder. We're borrowing it from a friend, a very good friend of ours. We ran out of that little bit, so we ended up having to go out and try and find more welding wire, but turned out Canadian Tire was closed because they had too many cases of, and we kind of went everywhere else that we could think of. None of them carried it. We could only find the cheap stuff again, so we ended up having to scrap that whole day because we really want to finish this engine bay before we move on to anything else. I wasn't able to get any of that Lincoln stuff, but I was able to find on Amazon this Blue Demon stuff, and Aubrey has already done a little bit on this side, and it seems to be doing pretty good. It's not as good as the Lincoln stuff because we're burning through a little bit, but it's still not as bad as the Mastercraft stuff that we were using before.
So we've been up to quite a bit. Cam cut all these pieces out, which are gonna just like, I think that's the wrong one, this one, fill the holes in the body. These ones are not there, over there. And then we've started to actually use them to fill in some holes. I've got Cam in there welding right now. And he's doing pretty good considering, like I said, neither of us are welders. It's both of our, we'll say first time, but it's not actually our first time welding.
Wow, this is like my second time legit. No shot.
Yeah.
Second time welding.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, they're holding. There's no like magnet on the other side.
Yeah.
We filled in most of the shock towers on both sides. I actually think, oh, we've got a couple holes down there, which like I said, those are for. We filled in, what's that, AC condenser hole, and I don't know what that hole was for, probably some wiring harness.
Harness, yeah.
And we're actually making some good progress today.
Yay, finally.
I don't know, it just feels like this task has been kind of daunting, and we're starting to do things. Another thing we made, we've decided how we're gonna do this panel, because that's kind of ugly. I've done a cardboard cutout of that. Oop. It's gonna look something like that. And we'll probably just chop this piece off. I think we need to anyways, Cam was saying, maybe not.
Well, it's just to make it look good.
Yeah, but we're gonna chop it off anyways because I don't think it does anything, and it'll make this look seamless, and then we'll just, I don't know, maybe make a panel for in here or That'd be quite a bit of Bondo. I don't want to build that up too much. But we still got to do the insides of here. That's probably, hopefully we're gonna have everything welded in except these two panels, and that'll maybe be a next episode job. But I think that's the biggest daunting task. But yeah, we're making progress, guys. We're doing something. We're getting somewhere.
Thank you for watching these very boring videos.
I mean, they're not boring, they're slow moving.
Yes.
The tortoise videos.
The tortoise videos.
So, Cam's welding. This is the piece I made for, I guess that's going to be the engine side mount. I don't remember, these K20s going funny. If you remember, I actually made it out of 2 pieces of cardboard because I just cut this bottom piece out and then molded the top piece to fit. I use cardboard because it's malleable, is that a word? It's easy to work with. And then you just cut it to the shape and then you turn it into a piece of sheet metal. You cut it a little bit bigger and then you just slowly fit it in. So I turn this into one piece because I'm gonna be bending right there. I'm gonna draw a line where that piece of tape is. I'll be bending it right there once I get this bottom piece fit in. That's just basically how we've been making all these parts, all these patch panels. I think you can buy a kit online for this car.
Yeah, there's a place that sells a kit for the motor mounts,
But why spend the money when we have the ability to do it ourselves? And we can say we did it ourselves, right?
yeah.
So yeah, so let's keep forming this one. There's that panel I made. I just kind of bent it at the top right where I took off that piece of tape and that second panel was made. That's basically how it's gonna look, and you know, we're gonna even it out some Bondo and shit. The only thing we can't weld it in today because there's a hole for that mount. So we're gonna get like a piece of pipe, weld the piece of pipe on there, figure out the distance we need, cut it down, and then just make like kind of a nice flush hole. I think that's our plan for that. But yeah, that's how you make a panel, a quick patch panel without spending all your money on one.
Well guys, that about does it for today's episode.
Yeah, we got a little bit more finishing up on the welding for the engine bay, but pretty soon we're gonna be, well, sanding.
Sanding, more Bondo, sanding.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram. And we have a new Facebook as well, so hit up Hoser Garage on Facebook. We're there as well. Peace out, Hosers.
Peace out.